Hello, Sagittarius. Welcome to your 2020 predictions tarot video reading. I hope I find you well, Sagittarius. I'm excited to see what comes through for the fire signs. And we're going to keep it fairly simple here with the Rider-Waite Tarot deck, doing a Celtic cross spread. Felt really called to just keep it a bit more like this instead of being overly extravagant. You know what they say, sometimes less is more, Sagittarius, which I know you don't necessarily like that phrase, because all the Sagittariuses that I know and have been friends with, they like to just do more. Always more, more, more. More is just more. Anyways, your Leo friend here. So feel free, Sagittarius. Go ahead and take a couple deep breaths or so. Allow your mind to just relax with each breath. Clearing your lungs, clearing your mind. Okay, yeah, I feel like that's where they stop. It's a big year ahead, 2020. It's ushering in the new decade, Sagittarius. Can you believe it? This first year is setting the tone in many ways for the new decade, your new decade. Okay. Center card, your overall purpose and theme. Ace of Swords, Sagittarius. Yes, I love it. Definitely many new conversations, learning experiences, maybe even taking on some new classes, new reading material, self-taught courses, webinars, that kind of thing. There's a pursuit of knowledge that is really strong here in 2020 for you, Sagittarius. And that is going to be extremely powerful for you and is going to serve you very well. And I feel like you Sagittariuses are conquering something. You're conquering. What are you conquering in 2020? Let's go ahead and draw some more cards or turn them over and see. All right, so the Hangman in the position of challenge for you in the new year. Patience. Patience is going to be a big challenge, and it's probably not a new challenge to you, Sagittarius. It's hard for us fire signs to do. But the challenge is going to be the waiting periods that are going to show up in 2020. The waiting phases of where you just have to listen and be still. You're going to want to spring into action and spout out quick words, I feel like. But there will be some challenges that will ask you to be patient, to wait, to be silent and pause. And that's going to be where the difficulty might come up of, all right, is this that time? Is this that moment? you know? But in those moments, you can receive in so much clarity and enlightenment. So much light can be shed on whatever has got you all mind boggled and unsure or confused. So remember that. It's in those moments. At the root of your reading, we have the Three of Wands. So I like this in this position for you, Sagittarius. Your inner fire looks expansive. It looks like Jupiter moving through your sign did you really well. It puts you in a happy internal space. Helped you shape your subconscious a little bit more and helped make you, how do I say this, Sagittarius? Broaden your perspective. Your subconscious mind and inner knowing is broadened. And you may just see more of that, I feel like, in 2020. You may be asking yourself too, where do you want to build next? Where do you want to put what you've learned and conquered next, you know? Where are you going to wave that flag of conquering? Yeah, I feel like there's some inner dialogues going on in 2020 here that have to do with where it is environmentally, but also spiritually, but environmentally, where it is you want to plant your stake, plant your flag. It's like searching for new territory here, Sagittarius. Very interesting. In the recent past, you have the Six of Pentacles showing up. So moving right into 2020, even happening at the end of December 2019, you could be seeing this energy of reciprocity and a little extra giving going on. Whether that's with you or you receiving from someone else. And I feel like that giving, whether it be actual money or a gift of some sort, tickets, you know, that take you on a vacation and help you expand your reach and vision, whatever it is that is being received here, it's really setting the tone for 2020 and what we talked about here with the Three of Wands. I am hearing the words preparation with this card, with the Six of Pentacles. Perhaps financially preparing to start anew. Whether that be moving to a new place or putting money and an investment into something you're creating. Starting your own business even. There's something here about presenting ideas. And presenting ideas that have to do with equality and value. So that's really interesting. So the present card, Sagittarius, which also reflects like the beginning of 2020, starting even at the end of 2019. The Death card. Okay. So, yeah. I feel like especially once we get to Capricorn season at the end of December 2019, Sagittarius, you're going to really feel this death energy of ending, walking away, leaving. You know, leaving something or leaving someone. I feel like there's like a death, a transformation in a way of communicating that's showing up here. The way you're going to be communicating and sharing information wants to dramatically change in 2020 here. There's a different story of conquering, of victory that you want to share, that you're feeling led to share now. Different storyline. And that's really cool, Sagittarius. Really cool. Let's go ahead and pull your near future card. Two of Wands. Okay. Stepping through an energy portal in a way, or a doorway into a dimension that completely changes some of this vision of yours. There's something I feel like being witnessed here in 2020 from a different perspective, from like a foreigner I'm getting, from a foreigner, or from specifically even a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer, that is there. I feel like this person especially is a foreigner, and they're giving you some insight about the world, about society, their culture, that is just changing the way you communicate and how you feel about the justice of certain culture issues and even foreign affairs and some foreign societies. I know that's like really specific and stuff, Sagittarius, but it's what's coming through. And you know, you just might see yourself exploring more of those topics. You know, foreign affairs and culture around the globe. And specifically, dying cultures. And, you know, with the Ace of Swords, going back to it again, it's like you're really using your sword of truth, or a platform, or skill in some ways, to communicate this to the world. So some interesting stuff going on there. Let's go ahead and draw your personal power card. 7 of Pentacles. So your personal power lies in the 7 of Pentacles in 2020. It's funny because I'm getting a very similar message that came through with the Hangman, which is in the position of challenge, yet what's challenging you in 2020 also seems to be what could be your superpower, and that is patience. Establishing some sort of ground, Sagittarius, and root in something. You don't have, that doesn't mean, you know, you have to just completely plant yourself in a specific environment, you know, in a specific job or a specific relationship. Not necessarily that. It's not like you're completely buckling down for the rest of your life. That's not what the energy here is saying. But I feel like it's going to be extremely helpful and important to you in 2020 here to give yourself some part of your life where things are rooted, and a space that'll give you groundedness, that'll bring you down to earth, that will allow you to get into a mindset of just letting go of time constraints and just space that will allow you to think freely, release anxiety, and that space being a space of complete patience, you know, patience for yourself. Patience for yourself. You need to give yourself the gift of patience. Be patient with yourself, I feel like, is essentially what is coming through here. That's your superpower. And I feel like the 7 of Pentacles is saying too, you know, keep working at that skill or at that project that you start the year doing, because it's growing, it's ripening, it's shaping up. But you have to give it a bit more time, just as you have to give yourself some important moments of just time and stillness. Next up, people surrounding you. Interesting. 5 of Swords, Sagittarius. There's going to be some people who aren't on board with your decisions in 2020 that aren't going to necessarily like what you're sharing, what you have concluded, what you have, you know, the thesis that you have put together. There's going to be some people who are upset with what you have to share, and they're not going to be very supportive. And that might be a little frustrating to hear, but that is what is showing up. You know, you have the people walking away in this photo, like a dispute going on. And so you just might see a little bit more resistance in 2020, especially when it comes to just this path and creative thing that you are doing and using to communicate about culture, philosophy, foreign affairs, all that stuff that's showing up here. So, you know, it's natural for some resistance like this to show up, of course, when you're doing that kind of big work, Sagittarius. So, but, you know, the benefit with this card is that you are showing as having the upper hand. And I guess winning a lot of conversations almost is what I'm feeling with this. Getting your point across, proving your point. I feel like that's pretty big in 2020 for you. Proving your point. And, you know, just there's going to be some people who won't like your point being proven the way it's being proven, but, you know, it doesn't really matter. You're on a mission to prove it, and you do. There could be mostly air signs, I feel like, evolving here with that situation, with any disputes like that. It could be pushing your buttons or challenging you more so in that way. So Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. So in the area of your hopes and fears, we have the 9 of Cups. Yes, Sagittarius, yes. Fulfillment, personal satisfaction with your purpose. There's not much fear that shows up with this card. But I do see a message here of there could be a fear in 2020 here of fearing your own success, fearing your own victory here, and worried that your victory might lead you down a path of selfishness, of gluttony, of greed. And I feel like you, Sagittarius, is essentially, you know, you don't want to become that person. So there's just that fear of like, oh my God, am I going to turn into this kind of person with this energy? So it's nice to be aware of that, but don't dwell on it, Sagittarius, because I don't see that really being a problem for the majority of you. And awareness is the first step into nipping that kind of, you know, energy in the butt. So, but overall, I see this as just personal fulfillment, feeling purposeful and feeling rewarded in that purpose in 2020. And so that's gorgeous. I feel like your followers, people supporting you, will show up more, especially towards the end of the year. So whatever dispute and, you know, resistance you're facing from other people down here, don't worry. It won't last. It won't last forever. And you end with another ace. Okay, you begin with an ace and you end with an ace. This is interesting. So this is Ace of Pentacles. The value of conquering something, truly conquering something, you know, whether that be conquering internal demons or conquering some of these pursuits and languages and philosophical thinking and ideas and implementing those and winning those, you know, debates, getting your point across. There is value to it. Sorry, I kind of lost my train of thought for a second. There's a lot coming through with this. There's a lot of concrete value to this. And I feel like many of you Sagittariuses are going to see some real manifestation. You know, so some money, some gift and congratulations kind of reward coming to you. Especially once you really get the ball rolling with this energy and this inspiring vision and inspiring words. You know, there's a lot of that communication. Communicating at a larger scale too. I feel like many of you Sagittariuses are communicating in a larger way, in a larger scale, larger platform. And the overall comment with the Ace of Pentacles here is this is valuable. This is giving value. This does offer value. You offer value. You are worthy. And this purpose is worthy. And I think you're just going to find some surprise gift or some surprise money come through. I do, for a lot of you. Some surprise financial backing with some of this. But there's a lot of powerful energy with the Ace starting out and the Ace ending here of just beginnings here for you in 2020. There could be just a lot of surprising, ethereal messages coming through and being offered to you. The manifestation of some of your efforts is showing up with these aces. So be encouraged with that. All right, yeah, essentially that is what has come through here, Sagittarius. So if you do want to do a personal one-on-one reading with me, you can, of course. You can email me or contact me on my Etsy shop to book a reading with me. Of course, that information is in the descriptions or on my Facebook page. You know, it's pretty much everywhere, which I'm sure some of you already know. So there you have it. I'll be excited to hear your thoughts in the comments as well, Sagittarius. You take care. Talk soon.